Hey guys, Brett Weiss here. You know I love me some superheroes. I grew up watching superhero cartoons, reading comic books. I was obsessed with The Adventures of Superman and Batman with Adam West, and Wonder Woman, the Incredible Hulk TV shows. Read as many comics as I possibly could. Absolutely loved it. In the early 90s, I opened a comic book store with my brother-in-law. Before that, I was a manager at Lone Star Comics in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Today, I thought I would show you guys my superhero VHS collection. I got some really cool vintage VHS tapes. Superheroes, Marvel, DC, and beyond. So let's check them out. All right, we're starting off with Batman. Check it out, guys. A factory-sealed copy of the 1989 movie with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. I was so excited for this. I could not tell you. I bugged Lone Star Comics every day for just when the trading cards were coming out. That was before I was working there. I actually started at Lone Star Comics in '89, but it was before this movie came out, or after the movie came out, that I started working there. Man, so nostalgic. But I found this sealed copy a few years ago. My original tape, I watched the heck out of till it wore out. Now I've got it on DVD or Blu-ray, of course. And some old cartoons. Love the Superpowers logo. Very cool. Batman Mask of the Phantasm. One of the better Batman films, believe it or not. If you haven't seen that, you've got to check it out. Just amazing. And it comes with a comic book. Again, you're not going to get that streaming. Batman Beyond. I love that iteration of the Batman. So cool. Would love to see a live action version. Now I've got the Batman animated series, of course, all of them on DVD, but Poison Ivy's gotten incredibly popular in recent years, but I was a fan long before most people knew who she was. Here's one of the old Batman serials, Volume 1 and 2. The Batmobile didn't even have a symbol of any kind on it. It was just a sedan car. Costumes are pretty ridiculous. Still, some fun to be had. Now, back in the day when I had my comic book store, we had Adam West out to sign autographs. It was awesome. Check it out. He made this one out to my wife. This VHS, 2 Carice, Adam West. Pretty darn cool. The Batman and Superman movie. This is a really early copy of Superman the movie. Love these gatefold covers. Just as cool as can be. Marlon Brando. They hired him to play Jor-El just based on his name, just so people would take the film seriously, so the backers would take it seriously. 1978, when this movie came out, comic book films just weren't taken seriously. Comic books in general were just basically considered kids' garbage. Alright, by the general public anyway. Superboy, Superman. Now the Flash TV show, I have the DVDs now, but for the longest time, they just released 2 VHS. That's the only way you could buy it. And they have the pilot and the 2-parter with Mark Hamill as the Trickster. Basically, the Trickster is one of Flash's more popular villains, and Hamill really hammed it up as the Trickster. Pretty great stuff. Now, this is some episodes of the Flash TV show. This is a homemade tape. Just having some fun at Kinko's. Making that. Thought it turned out pretty well. Same with this one. Just created that from cutting out some comic book pages. Same here, cut out a picture from a magazine. More comic book pictures. And this has Legends of the Superheroes, The Challenge and the Roast. This was an NBC special that was real cheesy that was unavailable for a very long time. The never aired live action movie pilot of the Justice League. And from 1997. Trust me, this is no good. Now, last but not least, and then we'll get on to just 2 VHSs I have that are not Marvel or DC. Aquaman. Love the titles. Where lurks the fisherman? Onslaught of the Octoman. Treacherous is the Torpedo Man. When you've got new movies just called plain, kind of miss those old fun titles, some of the older movies and TV shows. Mighty Heroes. How many of you guys remember the Terry Toons classic? 6 cartoons. These were hilarious with Diaper Man, Baby Man, Strong Man. These were absolutely hysterical. Very enjoyable cartoon. What I grew up watching? Thundarr the Barbarian. I now have this on Warner on demand video, DVD, but for the longest time, I just had a few episodes I could watch on VHS. Again, great titles. Master of the Stolen Sun Sword. Now, he was going to originally have a sword, but the network executives frowned down upon it. But he had a sun sword because that was a fantasy item that kids couldn't actually get a hold of, whereas they could maybe find a sword somewhere. But it turned out to be great. Sun sword is such a cool weapon. I like Thundarr even better than He-Man. Great stuff. My dad and I really enjoyed watching the Hulk TV series together with Bruce Bixby as David Banner. He wasn't Bruce Banner, he was David Banner. And this Incredible Hulk Returns movie actually co-starred Thor, and check it out. Ridiculous Thor costume, very funny. Good show though. Really like that one a lot. And to some cartoons. A lot of people say Iron Man was kind of a B-lister until the movies came along. I always considered Iron Man an A-lister. Maybe that's just me. Let me know what you guys think. It's a fun Fantastic Four cartoon. So many of these are streaming on Disney. You can watch a lot of Marvel cartoons streaming on Disney, and a lot of the DC stuff on, I believe it's HBO Max. Pretty cool. Including all the Super Friends. This Captain America movie, low budget, kind of fun, not great. If you've seen it, let me know. Let's look at some more Marvel stuff. Alright guys, let's finish up with this awesome set of Marvel VHS tapes I bought from a friend. He had been collecting these for some time, cartoons from the 70s and 80s, and he just wanted to thin out his collection in general, his books, his comics, his movies and everything, and he made me a pretty fair offer for these, or I made him a fair offer I should say, and man, I bought them up. And I love that some of these have the villain as the primary character on the cover. That's pretty cool. Such neat art. Submariner. You guys consider Submariner a hero or a villain? Anti-hero? A hero for sure in some respects, but you know, not so black and white sometimes. Spider-Woman, very cool. You can see these cartoons streaming on Disney. I recently watched the entire series of Spider-Woman. A lot of fun. Again, great supervillain art. Everybody loves the Green Goblin, right? The Vulture, one of Spider-Man's earliest villains. Sandman had intriguing powers. Seemed impossible to beat sometimes. The Mole Man, not one of my favorite Marvel villains. And then let's end up with Spider-Man versus the Fly. Alright guys, let me know, what is your favorite superhero cartoon of all time? I'd love to hear from you. Comment with anything else you'd like to say about my superhero VHS collection. Thanks guys, thanks for liking, subscribing, and all of that jazz. We'll talk to you in another video.